What is up, guys? Mr. Basie here, and today we're going to be doing some more Seduce Me to the Demon War, of course, picking up right where we left off. And as usual, or I mean, it's happened a couple times now where we've kind of been left off with a potential sex scene. Sometimes we don't know what happens. Sometimes we get completely misled. I don't know, but we're going to see. Hopefully it does end up happening here, or I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are hoping. So we're going to get it kicked off right away and see how far we can get today. Let's see if we can get to the battle today. That's what I want to try to get to. Of course, everything that is new will be shown. Anything the same will be skipped. Hopefully you guys are cool with that. And remember, drop, because we're getting kind of close to the end now. I'm thinking, maybe 1 or 2 more episodes, this one included. So make sure you drop your, comments down below of who you want me to do next, because I will be looking through the entire Eric playthrough to get those votes and be adding them to the already existing list of names, that you guys, I think it's Matthew, Diana, and Damien are the last 3 we have. And of course, all 3 of those, I've now confirmed that all 3 of those will have a giveaway. So you have 3 more codes left. So make sure you get your entry in. If you're re-entering or entering, whatever it is, drop your comment down below saying you want in on the giveaway. And that's about it. So let's get it kicked off and see what today has in store. All right. So let's give Eric my energy somehow. But I mean, we all know how. We're not fools. We know how. I needed rest without bizarre dreams. The spirit needed to stop controlling me and enticing me with its emotions. The question was how to give Eric my energy. I could easily sleep with him and give him my energy through sex. Okay, well, at least she's looking towards the obvious one. But I wanted our sex to be about the mood. I looked to Eric and stared, taking in every detail of him. Oh my. Eric.
What is it?
You know what it is. Pull him to you? Kiss me, hug me. Let's just pull him to us, right? Why ask? Let's just be a bit spicy. I gently moved and wrapped my arms around Eric, surprising him.
Princess, what's going on?
You're being pulled towards me. What the fuck? Is this a new thing for you? I ignored his surprise and nuzzled my head against his chest. I desperately wanted to give him energy, so I made myself as close as could be. Accepting my affection, Eric chuckled softly and patted my head, wrapping his free arm around me and lying back. Can't he just take our energy just straight up? You know what I'm saying? Because I remember back in the Sam playthrough, I mean, maybe it had something to do with the fact that it was like a battle and there was like, he was already using energy or something, but we like latched onto his arm while he was doing that Kamehameha and we were giving him energy. Maybe he could do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It was surprisingly a peaceful night. What happened? Did I choose something wrong? I woke up once again alone. However, I knew that Eric was off training. Dude, these guys, man, what is up with these dudes? You can't even say good morning. Like, realize how dastardly that is for a moment. That's pretty fucked up. He seemed happy that he was getting back into the swing of it, despite only able to train for a short time before the final battle. However, as I got myself ready, a knock echoed at my door. Huh? Come in. What the frick? The door opened to reveal a sight I did not expect at all. What? You! Who? Because I was expecting Diana's naked body. I'm just wondering. I didn't expect that either. Do you have pants? Good sir. Oh, what's your hand doing down there? Okay. That's a bit of a fishy position for your hand. Who just stands who's like that or whatever? Who stands like that? Okay, just wondering. My heart froze in my chest, and the man who presented himself at my door.
Huh? What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong? Okay, showing up at my door, hand dangling near the ween piece, no shirt. What do you mean, what's wrong? You're the Demon Lord on top of all that. Like, that's like the last thing that I list, apparently. Get away from me! I scrambled back away from the Demon Lord, instantly recognizing him. I found myself against the wall, grabbing the nearest object and chucking it at him. That's probably Eric. If this was going to turn into a fight, then I would attack after I beamed him with whatever I threw at him. Beamed? What the frick? To my surprise, a purple tendril stretched up from the ground in front of him and smacked the object away. What the frick? How did he have Eric's power?
What the? Love, what's wrong?
Gross. Ew. Why was that? Dude, you're freaking, I'm just going to say it once. Your facial hair is on point. Okay, that's freaking ridiculous. Those sharp, whatever. Why was the Demon Lord calling me love? Don't take any chances? No, I mean, at this point, we're stoopy if we say don't take any chances, okay? Let's calm down. We know who it is. All right, there's some magic going on. Something was off. He wasn't attacking me or doing anything other than standing in place. His face was painted with worry as well, an expression I would never have imagined seeing on the Demon Lord. I held my head and closed my eyes, trying to calm down. This had to be the spirit's doing. Just another. Oh, that's right. Freaking womb spirit. Frick, what are you doing? Stop it.
Princess, what's going on?
It's womb spirit. Help me. I opened my eyes again to see Eric with a face etched with worry and panic. In the tentacle by his head. Okay, tentacle, really? What? Gross. Was the object I had thrown at him, but he stood where the Demon Lord was. How? I buckled down onto my knees and curled over myself. What am I, fucking armadillo? Wrapping my arms around my body. This was too frightening, too real. What was happening? I looked up to see the spirit floating silently behind Eric before fading away. I knew it, but how was the spirit able to make Eric look like the Demon Lord? It was a twisted method if it was trying to get me to like it. Gross. Eric knelt down and gently wrapped his arms around me, nuzzling my head. I guess the spirit wasn't too happy that we gave Eric energy or whatever, so she couldn't appear in the dreams and, make us, not sleep well.
Shh. It's okay.
All right. I believe you. I barely noticed that I was shaking and whimpering. A little bitch or something? I couldn't really stop myself. The man who had trapped me here appeared before my eyes all of a sudden. Then he vanished into the man I swore to love. Eric kissed the top of my dome piece.
The spirit must be playing tricks on you again. We'll remove it soon enough. I promise.
I'm holding you to that, dude. All right? I nodded, believing in what Eric said. This would only last a short while. Then the spirit would be gone. Oh, we just teleported. The minute I stepped into the library, Shadow turned from his scrolls to look at me. That was a first. Was he going to greet me properly now? His raised eyebrow threw me off, though, as if he wasn't expecting me. I walked to the center of the space, summoning my dark dagger, and becoming mentally ready for more reactionary defense training. However, Shadow raised his hand to me, causing me to relax a bit.
Your training is over.
Are we that, boss? Wondering. Wait, what? What did he mean? I opened my mouth to protest, but Shadow held his stern gaze. Your training is over. Like, what the fuck?
I have taught you how to defend yourself and how to traverse a plane that renders you temporarily untouchable. That was all I was required to teach. You are free to train on your own without a mentor now.
You're telling me that yo bitch ass, that's all you had to teach? Like, that's all you know? So that freaking wavy hair was for nothing, and all these books are just blank? Like, dude, I'm not buying it, okay? Take your hand hair and tell me some more secrets. I felt like I was tossed into the deep end of a lake. It's a weird analogy for this. I wasn't told anything about losing my trainer at any point. Still, I knew that what he was saying was the truth. Damn, we're just believing him? He was right. I wasn't expected to learn how to really fight or how to beat someone. All this training was for what? To give me the ability to defend myself. I completely forgot about the reason I had even started. Because all we have to do is really be there in the room with the Demon Lord when he dies. And we're not supposed to be the one to deliver the finishing blow, which was kind of what I was talking about last episode, where, we could just be like invis or whatever. Like wherever we go, and he wouldn't be able to touch us. Still, I wanted to learn more. I felt that I was losing a golden opportunity, and I wanted to push forward to learn something extraordinary. It was one thing to duck and dodge an invisible opponent, but it was another to truly use dark. Why are you interested in this? Okay, like you know the cost, bro. You're gonna sell your soul. Shadow turned away and went back to the table.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my research. We have a siege in less than 3 days, and I can't waste any more time.
His research is just like a girl it's like a freaking a sketched girl, like a naked girl or something. That hurt a bit. I was wasting his time. I felt some part of me yell that I had wasted my own time. Why was I even... You learn how to go invisible. I mean, just saying, it's not a waste of time. Damn, teach me... I'm going to save because I'm not trying to get crossed off. Like, what is that in his hand? A dagger or a freaking scroll? It's a scroll. Okay, it looks like a dagger. I thought he had a hand on his freaking dagger the whole time. I was like, dude, you're going to get a cramp. Teach me something else. Oh, damn. You see this? Look at his eyeball. Okay? Look at that. You tell me what that means, because I don't. Shadow looked over his shoulder, locking eyes with me. However, he didn't say anything. I could feel his gaze burn into my eyes, judging my words and my desire to learn. I wanted to know something else. I didn't want my training here to end with me going off on my own. I had only trained for 2 days. For goodness sake, I wanted more. Look, he's like, oh, this freaking bitch, you will not leave me alone. Shadow slowly straightened and turned to face me, crossing his arms.
Very well. I would like to see if you are able to perform a rather difficult spell.
Dude, why do you look constipated? Is this a bad thing? I suddenly became confused. Was it truly something powerful? I thought of 100 things he was going to teach me, but I remained at attention, listening.
The spell I'm about to teach you will become your best weapon in battle. However, it takes a large portion of energy. You may not even stay conscious after casting it. Are you prepared to try?
I mean, yeah, if it's a secret weapon, shit. Do I need to be conscious as if everyone in front of me is dead? I mean, just wondering. I took a moment to consider it. While it seemed powerful, something about it seemed off. I could possibly pass out? Why would I essentially be jumping levels so fast? Was this something I should be afraid of? Saving. I'm not afraid because I have my save feature, but if I was in real life, my pants would be filled with Duke. I mean, let's just do it. Just for the sake of curiosity, yeah, why not? I mean, shit, if I pass out here, it's not a big deal, right? I wanted to know. I wanted to experience something new, and if this power was going to be, as he said, my greatest weapon, then I had nothing to lose. It would be worth the attempt. Ooh, damn, we're freaking savage right now. Shadow stared at me for a moment, most likely judging me like he usually did, before nodding and pointing to the wall away from the fireplace.
There.
You gave me a timeout. Great. I looked over and became lost. I saw my own shadow simply lying against the wall and flickering slightly from the firelight. What was he wanting me to do with it? Oh, thing that he did with Diana's shadow? Before my eyes, my trainer's own shadow crawled up the wall beside mine and began to peel itself off the wall. Gross, okay? I could not believe what I was seeing. It was almost cartoon-like. Soon enough, his shadow was standing on its own in midair, away from the wall. Are you kidding? Do you know how, dude, I would poop legitimately if I saw someone else's shadow just be like, and scurry away, like, fuck that. He was teaching me how to use my shadow. I closed my eyes, trying to focus and concentrate before looking to my shadow and attempting to will it off the wall. It wouldn't move, much to my displeasure, causing me to focus harder. It had to come off the wall. It had to come off the wall somehow. My shadow began to quake and almost shudder against the wall in defiance, making me glare hard at it. It shook violently before finally starting to push itself off the wall into a full, three-dimensional being. I stared as it settled onto its feet and stood at attention for me, as if it were awaiting my orders. This was by far one of the coolest things I had done. I felt my energy pulse, draining slowly to maintain the spell, and took a breath. Shadow, however, clapped his hands a couple of times.
Well done.
Great. I grinned back at him before watching him form a dark sword in his hand and pass it to his shadow with a look of confusion. At his silence, I tried to mirror him, forming a shadow blade in my hand the same way I had formed my dagger and passed it to my shadow. That doesn't sound like a good idea. For some reason, staring at my shadow holding a sword seemed off to me, but maybe that was because I was a human casting this magic for the first time. There were always first times for firsts, after all, and this was definitely an impactful first. Shadow lifted his hand and pointed towards the door. Obeying the silent command, his shadow walked over to the door and stood guard. Are you kidding? How did it know to do that without being told? I mean, he pointed, okay? I mean, it might be a shadow, but I doubt it's dumb. Of course, Shadow wasn't going to tell me. I looked at my shadow and tried to think of what I could have it do. There were so many things, it was hard to decide. Gazing around the room, there were many places it could go. However, I became curious about the upper level of the library. I pointed into the air at the upper balcony, feeling the need to verbalize my demand echo through my body. Go! Within a blink, my shadow crouched and leapt off the ground, almost flying through the air and grabbing onto the railing of the upper floor. What? This shadow does mad squats. Why are my buns not freaking amazing? Okay? He does mad squats. He can jump from the ground to the freaking railing. I stared, jaw dropped, as it vaulted itself over the ledge and turned back to face me. Whoa, those buns. I looked to Shadow, seeing him give a mildly impressed smirk towards my shadow.
Rather shocked. It's a shame to think that you're merely a human. You'd make a fine assassin.
Okay, I mean, why does that have anything to do with it? Obviously, I'm replicating, right? I mean, all I gotta do is tell it to freaking cross off, and it crosses off. I mean, straight up, that's what happens. Right? Or maybe that's not how it works. There was a genuine compliment. I was a little surprised to hear him say that without some kind of insult tacked on. But he literally called us a mere human, okay? That's pretty bad. But I quickly shook it off. If I had learned anything from this experience, it was to not let my guard down. Luckily, I didn't. I smirked as I noticed Shadow's own entity try and creep up on my Shadow. In reply, I quickly shouted, "Defend!" My Shadow acknowledged my command, and as if it knew where its enemy was, it turned and braced itself as my trainer's Shadow tried to slice through it. Would that have killed us, like straight up? Both swords clashed, causing a splash of dark matter to erupt from the impact. Okay, so we're about to open a freaking dark, like, what is it, a black hole in the library. It's not good. But as soon as it happened, Shadow dispelled its entity with a smirk of his own.
Well done. Very well done.
See, and you thought I didn't have anything else to learn, okay? It took me 10 minutes to do that. Show me, let's do some more advanced stuff. I'm ready for, you know, freaking, like, hand hair, okay? I'm ready for that. I grinned from ear to ear, my Shadow disappearing on its own. However, Shadow raised an eyebrow.
Your practice is not over. Again.
Okay, like, what the fuck? I felt another smirk grace my lips. Ew, finally. I trained through the... Now we're just turning into a weirdo. Like him, look, he's smirking. This is what we look like. Okay, that's what we look like. I trained through the day, stopping every now and then when my energy was low and refueling with food and a break. I was happy to have this new ability, but he hadn't been kidding. It definitely wore me out. Entering my room, I felt heavy. To think that I had attacked Eric that morning was horrifying. I could have hurt him. I didn't want to hurt him. Then again, I had thought he was the Demon Lord. I had every reason to be frightened and try to fight, but if he had appeared for real, would I have been able to stop him? And I was training, yes, but only to defend myself, not to kill anyone.
I can help, you know?
Who are you? Womb Spirit? You can help, Womb Spirit. Okay. This is news to me. The spirit was enticing me again. The room around me felt frozen in time once again. You can help me with what?
With a lot of things, actually. If you want, I can give you really cool powers.
Oh yeah, and I should listen to the girl that's been calling my, you know, almost husband frickin' icky man. That's exactly who I should be listening to. You're probably gonna take my body over. Why are you being so friendly?
Huh? I always wanted to help you.
Where's the bullshit button? I'm about to be pressing that thing so fast, dude. This spirit was making little sense. I was already training and I was completely tired. I closed my eyes and looked away. I can take care of myself, Womb Spirit.
Well, if you need any extra power, let me know. I can keep nasty people away, just like last time.
You sound a little different. What's wrong with you? Did you take something? I don't know about this, guys. What do you think? Type in the comments, what do you think I should have done right here? I mean, obviously, the video is already done, but, you know. I don't know, like, it's hard not to trust because it's like a kid, and like, why would they, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it might not want to be hurt again, so it's trying to be all friendly and nice and everything, so we don't say it's doing any harm. But in reality, the thing is just trying to, like, take us over, because it's possessed us before. It's made us, like, go all freaking freeze up, you know, statue status, so I don't know what to do here. Obviously saving first, but, well, you know what, this isn't saying yes. It's just saying, but you'll get hurt. Let's see what it says. My words seemed to silence the spirit for a moment before it spoke again, as if unresolved.
I still want to help you. You shouldn't be pushed around by that icky man.
See, you have an underlying agenda, okay? Freaking Illuminatu. You know, this is Illuminatu incarnated, right? This freaking ball. It's Womb Spirit, all right? That's the secret behind the Illuminatu. Womb Spirit, right here. This is the leader. Eric isn't pushing me around.
It's only a matter of time, though.
How do you know, dude? I looked at the spirit, somewhat insulted. Did it really doubt my ability to protect myself? What do you mean?
You're a human. Humans aren't as powerful as demons. Especially not the evil man.
Well, evil man and icky man are two different things. I mean, you know, before my eyes, the room around me shifted to the interior of a dungeon. I panicked, looking around while being trapped in place. Smoke slowly eased into the space from the dark corners, making me cough and wheeze. What was this spirit doing? Stop it!
Use my magic!
No! What? I felt a soft glow in my chest. For some reason, I felt calm and the air became easier to breathe in. Was this the spirit's doing? Oh, I'm crispy! Soon, fire began to peek in and I was surrounded by flames. I wrapped my arms around myself, trying to lean away from the heat.
A human can't survive in the demon world, but I can help you. I can protect you.
Oh, my buns, my crispy buns, man. Stop this vision now. Womb spirit. This was getting ridiculous. How could this be happening? Was I somehow in a dream? Was this this was out of control and I needed to find some form of freedom? What? Damn. All of a sudden, the flames around me vanished and I was back in my room, staring into the empty space with the spirit in the middle.
Why won't you let me help you? I'm stuck in your body.
Did we do that? Are we getting pissed? We might be getting pissed. I don't need your help. I have Eric, okay? Those words slipped out. A brief silence followed before the spirit spoke again.
The Icky Man is related to the Evil Man, right?
Yeah? Eric? That came out of nowhere. I nodded, knowing what she asked. Eric is the Demon Lord's son. Oh, that's her line. Or whatever's line. What? Was the spirit concerned that Eric was evil too? I mean, man, if this thing has powers, it could easily probably just make me pop, and then it would get out, you know, unless it's going to, like, possess a chunk that's on the ground or something. Like, it's going to possess my leg chunk or something. I mean, I don't want to piss it off too much, you know, I'm not trying to, like, explode in chunks. So I'm going to save again. I think I've saved like 8 times. No, probably not 8, but I've saved quite a bit in the last 5 minutes. Let's defend Eric, you know? Eric's not a bad guy. You know, not once have I sensed like a negative thing on Eric. I mean, he might be, a bit savvy when it comes to the romance level side of things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we saw the way he was treating, as one of the people in the comments called her teacup girl, the girl that's like this or whatever. Okay, like she's fucking... or something like that. But, I don't know. I actually forget her name. That's why I call her Teacup Girl or whatever. Then we're going to defend Eric. Just because he's the Demon Lord's son doesn't make him a bad guy.
Does he really love you?
I mean, what leads you to believe he doesn't? Like, seriously. I stared at the spirit, trying to see where that question was going. It was trying to sway me, so I smiled and nodded. Eric indeed loved me, more than anything. He does, I know it.
And if he doesn't? What if he's lying?
What if he ain't? You don't know, okay? Straight up. He wouldn't lie to me.
He could be. Demons always lie to get what they want. I was lied to.
You were never born. What were you lied to? Who lied to you? Like, legitimately.
Someone, a person, made a promise to protect me. But they didn't.
Oh. Who? I mean, if you know this person, who? The room became darker and colder as the spirit began to suddenly cry. Oh, great. Now I gotta deal with this. I felt horrible listening to it weep. Before I could comfort it, though, it vanished into the air, leaving me in the room as time began to move forward once more. I let out a sigh and rubbed my head. This was getting ridiculous. When was I going to be free of the spirit? I was becoming more anxious by the day. Even as Eric came into the room, I felt my worry about the situation grow. Shirtless. I barely noticed his transparent nipples, too. Noticed as Eric finally entered the room. He slowly entered, most likely cautious from what had happened that morning. He's just creepy. He's like, damn, am I going to get hit by like a freaking plant or something? He slowly entered, most likely cautious from what had happened that morning. As memories of what had happened appeared in my mind, I couldn't help but frown. I had attacked him. The spirit was trying to make me hurt the man I loved, and I couldn't have felt more ashamed for falling for its trick. I looked up at Eric with sad eyes, surprising him as he closed the door at last behind him and walked to join me on the bed. Eric, I'm sorry.
Love, it's all right.
All right, well, stop creeping around the room then. Eric wrapped his arms around me and nuzzled my dome piece. I closed my eyes and relaxed into the embrace, feeling him gently drain me of energy. I didn't fight back. I felt no reason to.
I know it's not your fault.
But I still almost hurt you this morning. Nah, dude, his wing piece caught it. My guilt consumed me as I buried my face in Eric's chest. Eric, in reply, ran his hand over my dome piece, and held me close. I was upset and had every reason to be. I could only hope that the spirit would be taken out soon. The morning was filled with concern as Diana had gathered us into the war room urgently. Apparently, she had found a way to expel the spirit from my body. Look at you!
Are you sure this will work?
Are you kidding?
Indeed. This ritual is highly dangerous.
Great!
But it should permanently sever the ties the spirit has on her body.
I mean, what is it gonna hurt?
What do you need for this ritual? Is there a way to make it not as dangerous?
I've already looked into finding a safer method. The price for it is sadly too high to justify.
Wait, what? Wait, that makes no sense, okay? That makes no... I mean, think about that, right, for a second. Alright? This is a highly dangerous method, but the safer ones have a price that is sadly too high to justify. Doesn't that mean they're more dangerous? If the alternatives have a too high of a price to justify, they're more dangerous. So in reality, this is the safest method, like literally. But to be honest, like she didn't even tell me what was going to happen. Why is it so dangerous? What's going to happen? Am I going to pop?
What is the price then?
Let me deal with it when it comes. For now, we must prepare.
Don't you think I deserve to know?
Be unnecessary. We need to prepare everything, and it will take a good majority of the day.
All right, well, Jesus. The day?
Indeed. However, once the spirit is severed, we can trap it and see why it was so keen on attaching itself to you.
Dude, you just gotta call in, like, what are they, Ghost Adventures or some shit and just have them, like, do their thing. Like, you'll probably find out quite a bit.
It's strange. Why would a demon spirit pick a human to latch itself onto?
I don't know. Why did you wear kitten leggings to battle?
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get going!
What do we need to do?
Dude, she just comes out of nowhere, I swear.
You all need to be here in case something goes awry. As for you...
Dinah looked to me and gestured to the table, which was cleared, save for a small pillow.
Lie down, and I'll prepare the rest.
You couldn't have brought a mattress, I gotta lie on this hard-ass table? I nodded and walked to the table. Eric, being the gentleman he was, helped me up onto the surface. I gently leaned back and got comfortable, shifting the pillow beneath my head.
She will lock herself within her mind and speak to the spirit. If the spirit is angered enough, it will take over the body. Basically, we're going to force the spirit to gain complete control of her body.
This does not seem like a good idea, he doesn't even think so. He's like, what? I'm about to lower my finger. This doesn't sound great. But did you see Sam's face? Okay, did you see his face? That was weird. Like, he had a weird shift. I don't know. If it was really there, I'll replay it because that was some weird stuff. Maybe I'm just seeing stuff, but whatever. I instantly sat up as everyone else turned towards Diana in shock.
Why would we want that?
Exactly. Thanks, Eric. Diana pressed her lips together, seeing the sudden flare of anxious anger around her, before she turned to me.
Once the spirit has full control, then I will perform a spell that will rip it from your body, leaving it open for possession. Being that your soul will still be in the body, you'll regain full control after the fact.
And what if some rando spirit just comes in and freaking sucks me up? Or no, I mean, I suck it in, or whatever I don't know, possession. Who knows how it works, right? I mean, that's like the end of a bad joke or something. It's like possession. What's up with that?
Wait, so what happens if you accidentally pull her soul out?
That's a possibility?
That's what makes this spell dangerous.
Fabulous.
It takes a large amount of energy, and will only work if everything goes smoothly. I won't know for sure whose soul I'll be pulling until you wake up.
That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all. So you just randomly, it's like picking a freaking, it's like picking a piece of paper out of a hat. You don't even know what you're pulling out. And it's only 2 chances, 50-50, right?
You're not even sure it'll work.
Ew. Like, what's up with those lips? He's like, I don't even know how to do that. Or something. What the hell? Dude, look at him.
I would not suggest reading my mind again, bastard son.
Damn. Shouldn't you have shared that with the group? Just saying.
Now's not the time to bicker. We need to make sure this goes smoothly.
If it goes wrong, the spirit could absorb her soul.
Look at this. This is not a good idea.
What?
You failed to mention this, apparently. I suddenly froze in place. The spirit could absorb me? Like Majin Buu in my body? Oh, a piece of gum. Great. So see, don't swallow gum, guys. You get womb spirit. What do you mean? Diana sighed and crossed her arms, pressing her lips together once again. However, my eyes made it clear that she believed this ritual would work.
The spirit within you is a very powerful being, despite it being a child. It is a demon, but we don't know what kind of demon it is. So we have to assume that it is the worst kind. A soul eater.
This is just lovely. This is just something that resides in your world? A soul eater?
A very rare breed of demon who feeds on both energy and souls. It doesn't matter what kind of soul it is, as long as it's a soul, it's edible.
I guess just a little bit of salt and pepper. Shit.
They're only as powerful as the souls they absorb, which makes them the worst kind of demon.
Wait, accumulatively? Accumulatively? Fuck, I can't say it. Like, the more they eat, the more powerful they become is basically what I'm trying to say.
But didn't they die out long ago?
As I said, we don't know if it is one or not. but we have to assume that it is for safety.
Dinah glared daggers into my soul as if she was trying to glare at the spirit within me instead. Or maybe she wished to instill fear into me. I couldn't tell.
It will offer you power, but if you take it, then it will absorb your soul in exchange. The wording of its offer will grant the demon full power over your body, making it the owner.
That's what it wanted. I knew it, man. I knew there was something weird. Eric gently took my hand and looked at me with more than concern burning in his eyes. He was worried and scared. Mentally prepare? Can't we do both? I mean, shit. I mean, no. You know, we gotta mentally prepare. Eric can, you know, we need to come out of this. If we just comfort him and if something goes wrong, then, you know, that's not good. Then he'll have a right to be worried and scared. But if we mentally prepare, we'll have a better chance, I'm assuming. Let's do that. I had to mentally prepare. I closed my eyes and took a few breaths before looking to Diana. I'm ready. Diana nodded as I slowly leaned back and relaxed once again on the table. Eric still held my hand, waiting to be told to let go. Surprisingly, Diana didn't request it of him.
Keep holding her hand. If something happens, you must get into her mind and aid her.
Oh, good. Eric nodded, as did I. Diana hovered a hand over my face, my gaze pinned on her palm. What was she doing?
Close your eyes and sleep. This will seem like moments for you, but it will be hours for us.
Phenomenal. I wish I could just do that. Almost as soon as I closed my eyes, some sort of energy began to take hold of me. Was this Diana's doing, or the spirit's? My nerves began to tingle, and my body felt light as a feather. Every energy ebbed and flowed through my body, and I felt like I was falling through water. Whoa, what? The space around me became thick and calm, and almost emptiness. Was this a forced dream?
I know what you want to do.
Do you have a problem with it? I mean, just a couple days ago, you said you tried to leave. Were you lying? Probably. Whoa, what is this? Is this like seaweed? What is this? Hold the phone. This is a cool-ass background, straight up. I might use this as a thumbnail. Dude, look, there's like leaves. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm about to meet Ariel and shit. Finally, the spirit made itself known. The space around me brightened to reveal a patch of forest. The image of my surroundings flickered and swayed slightly, reminding me that this was only an illusion in my dome piece. In the center of the space, however, appeared the spirit in its orb shape. Would I ever see what the spirit actually looked like? I finally walked over and stood before the spirit. We're doing this so you can get out of my body.
But what if I don't want to leave?
Oh, come on, womb spirit. Now, this is not the attitude you had a little while ago. I suddenly became afraid. The spirit didn't want to leave. The air became cold as the spirit bobbed up and down, slowly in place, casually.
In here, I'm safe from the evil man. He can't find me here, and he can't hurt me.
Now, you know, I kind of doubt that, because if he gets to me, you best believe I'm popping, so you might not be as safe as you think. You know what I'm saying? He wants me just as bad as he wants you. I mean, he literally put a curse on my ass. So you picked the wrong womb. I'm just saying. You should have inhabited, like, I don't know, Cat Leggings Girl or something. But you don't belong in my body. But I've hurt you too. But we're going to kill the evil man. Yeah, we're going to take his ass out. We're going to cross him off. That's a good answer. That's a good answer, right? The spirit stopped bobbing in the air and pulsed a wave of energy, shaking the forest around us gently. Okay.
How can you kill the evil man?
No, I said us, okay? Listen to what I'm telling you, all right? Listen. We've been preparing for days. We've been preparing for 2 days, and that sentence doesn't necessarily instill confidence. The spirit circled around my form in observation. Oh, you checking me out?
I can help you, though. I really can.
But do you see my really big butt? I mean, I do squats. I have a gnarly kick, okay, is what I'm saying. I'm not listening anymore. Why you gotta piss it off? Don't say anything like that. Be like, I appreciate that, right? Be a little gentle, a bit more genuine. I appreciate that, but I don't need the help of a womb spirit. Not right now, okay? We'll talk about it later.
No, listen, I can protect you from being hurt, really.
Nah, you can't. You just almost blew on my eardrums. Obviously, that's not the case. The forest began to quake and suddenly shifted to a sight I hadn't seen in a while. My heart suddenly became light as I gazed at the room around me. My room.
My dear.
Now, can we?
My dear. My dear.
My dear.
Suddenly, I felt a pair of arms wrap around me. They felt like snakes. slowly sliding along my body, with one across my chest and the other around my waist, both pressing my back tightly against a warm and somehow familiar body. What? I felt disgusted by the act, but felt no strength to fight back. A dome piece caressed my shoulder and the side of my neck with a torturously slow touch.
My sweet, delicious bride-to-be. You'll smell a demon such as me.
Can you stop rhyming? You're kind of gross. What are you, Dr. Seuss? Okay, I'm not trying to get a Seuss piece. Eric?
I can help you fight him off.
You're just making, you're turning this into a really weird hentai, alright? I'm just saying. That's not what this is, okay? None of the experiences have been with his tentacles, alright? Just, can you stop? I know this is, yeah, it's an illusion. There was some sort of trick to make me believe in the spirit. I knew it, but the fear within my body became real as Eric's fingers danced over my body. I didn't want this. A warm glow in my chest began to pulsate as a lavender wave of energy pushed against the arms around me.
What the?
What, are you not digging the tentacles? Like, I have tentacles too or some shit? Like,
Use my magic. Get him off of you.
no. What is that? Okay, is it your wing piece? Stop it. On its own, I didn't ask for this. The magic in my chest burst forth, forming a barrier around my body and pushing the illusionary Eric away from me. I barely turned in time to see the image fade like dust blown away by wind. I never imagined seeing Eric vanish before my eyes, but I became witness to the illusion of it, causing my heart to feel torn. I felt tears collect in my eyes, but my mind became chaotic. What was I doing? Stop it! I knew what was happening. The spirit was trying to show me an example. I wouldn't let it influence me. My scream echoed and shook the room. Damn, oh god, we're like a siren or something?
Princess!
Hell, Eric, you're back. Whoa! We're back in the sea. I like this place. The image around me. You hear this music? We're about to like literally have an underwater Colosseum battle. This is cool, man. The image around me quickly reformed to the forest from before. I'm not listening to this. This is at the bottom of the ocean. From before, and I watched as Eric appeared from the brush. You mean the kelp. The spirit quickly moved to be near my side as Eric glared at the spirit.
That's enough.
Damn.
No, I won't do it.
Do what? You don't have a choice. Eric's glare could almost kill, as his ethereal tendrils, his hentai tentacles, appeared around him. The spirit began to pulse defensively.
You leave me no choice.
Oh shit. Eric lunged forward and charged at the spirit faster than I had ever seen him move. Can you stop blowing my eardrums out? Second time in 5 minutes, just saying. The spirit put up... Damn! Someone's getting fucked up! The spirit put a large barrier around itself, similar to the barrier it had on me, when Sarah tried to expel it. Eric's tendrils, let me rephrase. Eric's hentai tentacles, in rapid succession, began to jab and slam themselves into the barrier, attempting to penetrate it. Oh, you're getting scrubbed on. I had to stop this. I didn't want this spirit to get hurt, but I didn't want Eric to get hurt either. Stop it! We say stop it a lot in this playthrough. I ran for them, needing them to stop. The spirit needed to be angry, but not like this.
Princess, stay back.
Oh, don't even hit me. The barrage continued without mercy. Oh shit! With each strike Eric threw at the spirit, the barrier quaked and pulsed with energy over and over. The sound of magic clashing reverberated through the space we were in, making the imagery around us vibrate. Eric's face hardened into a look of pure determination and anger. He truly wished to help me and protect me. But the spirit was still a child. What was I gonna do? We had to make it take control. Wait, attack the spirit? Wait, what do you mean? Is this not the same thing? Attack the spirit or let Eric keep going? Is it not the same? We're just helping in one scenario. I really... Okay, like, I'm gonna attack the spirit. Or maybe I should let Eric keep going. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? We're doing the same thing. But I truly feel like if we attack this... Well, okay, in that light that it's the same exact thing, maybe I'll just let Eric keep going. Because if I feel like if I attack the spirit, I'm about to get hit with a hentai tentacle and just die. Okay, I'm not trying... I mean, what's it gonna say on my tombstone? Death by hentai tentacle? Like, that's not something you want on your tombstone, alright? So... I'm just gonna let Eric keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's my logic anyway. I couldn't step in. I didn't want to hurt the spirit, but enough was enough. Eric was more than willing to help me rid my body of it. I watched as Eric brutally showered the spirit with strikes from his tendrils. The orb kept defending itself, not wanting to die. I soon had to look away, no longer wanting to see anymore. As the final blow made impact with the spirit, a rush of bright light engulfed the area as it did. I felt my form spasm and flicker, causing me to look down at my hands through the blinding light. I could see them trembling as they slowly began to turn transparent. Oh shit! It's taking me instead energy. What the? I looked up to see Eric rushing for me, panic ridden all over his face. What was happening? I began to run for him, but felt my body move in the opposite direction, drawing me further away from the one I loved. Eric! Why couldn't I get closer? Soon Eric vanished from my sight, and I became lost in white light. I felt weightless, and my senses no longer worked. I was trapped. I could only just barely feel myself shed tears from how frightened I was. What was happening? I'm done. I'm crossed off. Are you gonna finish your damn sentence? Like, what the fuck happened? She's gone. I'll finish it for you. Damn.
What?
What happened?
Eric, where is she?
No! Love! Get up! Wake up!
Oh my god.
Stop. You cat-laying girl. Get out of here.
Damien, the spirit?
Gone too.
But I can hear you guys.
No, this can't be. No.
Where'd I go then? I'm up someone's ass? Great.
What did the spirit do?
It sacrificed itself and took her with it. That body has no soul. She's...
No!
Stop. I'm trying to listen. Fabulous, okay? Literally fabulous. What did she do? She spirit bombed me. She spirit bombed my ass, okay? That's what happened. This makes no sense, okay? That was kind of, a little bit dumb, just because they're literally the same thing. Like, if it was let Eric keep going or stop him, I would have chose to stop him. Here I'm thinking, if I attack the spirit, I'm just aiding, like, I'm assisting. I'm literally like, what is it called? Like, accessory to murder? That's what I'm doing. So instead of just watching, I'm literally taking part of it. But I guess that's what I'm supposed to do, so let's do that. It wouldn't give up, so I had to aggravate it as well. If making it angry would make it take control, then that was what I had to do. I charged forward. So you're telling me the spirit wasn't angry at this dude literally slamming it with his ween pieces? That would piss me off, okay? I charged forward. I slammed a fist into the barrier, feeling a hot burn against my skin. However, I knew that I wasn't truly injured. The spirit wouldn't dare hurt me like that.
What are you doing?
I'm helping. Apparently that's what I need to do. I'm sorry. Eric increases the speed of his attacks, and soon our barrage on the barrier began to break through as it began to crack and fade with each punch. The spirit started to whimper.
No, please.
My heart felt like whimpering as well, but enough was enough. I had to fix this. With a final attack, Eric and I landed a blow together, smashing through the barrier and impacting the spirit. To my surprise, the attack landed against what felt like a glass orb. The same damn thing happens. I'm getting spirit bombed. As the final blow made impact with the spirit, a rush of bright light engulfed the area as it did. I felt my form spasm and flicker, causing me to look down at my hands. Through the blinding light, I could see them trembling as they slowly began to turn. Dude, I'm turning into a ghosty again. What the? Wait, let's skip. Wait. I began to run from him as my body began to glow a deep red and purple color? That didn't happen before. Eric! Within seconds, Eric reached me and wrapped his arms firmly around me, surrounding us both in a red glow. I felt safe, and the transparency in my hands faded away.
I got you! Don't let go of me!
So you're... Okay, wait. Hold the phone. You're telling me that just this time he caught me and that helped? Like, this time he just... And now I'm good? That's all it took? What, is just a difference because I was further away? This dude, Eric, literally, according to Lisa, sped towards this Orby thing, okay, womb spirit, with more speed than she's ever seen. But when it comes to catching my ass as I'm floating away, he's just gonna walk? Like, are you serious? Great. I nodded and gripped Eric tightly, feeling something try to pull me away. I shut my eyes, focusing on staying close to Eric, digging my nails into his vest and shirt. I pulled myself against Eric's chest. My breath felt as if it were trying to escape from my lungs, but Eric gently moved a hand to tilt my head and covered my mouth with his. I felt him breathe and replace the air I had lost. Desperate to keep me alive. Was I dying? At last, the pull on me stopped, and the world around us grew dark. The forest was gone, the spirit was gone, we were safe. As Eric pulled away and looked down at me with a small, slow smile, I felt happy and relieved. I had been saved from whatever the spirit tried to do, and I was thankful to him for rescuing me when I needed him. Yeah, not the first time, girl. You didn't see it like I saw it. I might have been strong, but being in Eric's arms always made me feel stronger. Eric and I collapsed into each other, closing our eyes and escaping the depths of my mind at last. I wanted to rest a while longer. I felt my body slowly come back to life as I awakened, as if from a dream. My eyes were blinded by the light of the room, but slowly adjusted so that I could see everyone staring at me in relief.
She did it.
Despite the fact that I literally got spirit bombed twice.
Oh my stars and garters.
See? That's a better response. I slowly sat up, rubbing my head and looking around. From everyone's faces, no one had rested. How long had we been out? As I thought of Eric, I looked to my side to see him slowly rising from his sleep as well, still holding my hand. I smiled, remembering how he had sat by my bedside the day Diana came for him. Nostalgia hit me hard as I pulled Eric gently to me and wrapped my arms around him.
Love?
Yeah, I'm here, Eric. Shit. My heart felt like singing 1,000 songs. This was all too amazing, and I was joyful as can be. There was no hint of the spirit left within my body, and I could tell that everything was all right now. I was free to show Eric how much I loved him. Eric wrapped his arms around me and buried his face in my neck, relieved as well.
I'm so happy.
Me too, dude. Shit, I'm psyche. I ignored the giggles and sighs around me. All I cared about was Eric in that moment. Like, damn, fuck everybody else. I just want to be with my hub. My hub? What the fuck? Oh, jeez. Diana, okay, look. Don't be facing away with his fingers like that, just saying. Diana, however, wasn't so subtle in wanting to interrupt our moment. Eric and I looked over at Diana, seeing her exhausted expression. From her eyes, I could tell she had spent a lot of energy, and I was responsible for that.
Glad to see that it worked, and that you two are okay. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must rest.
Why are you so pissed? Diana said nothing more as she turned to leave the room. I stopped her. Diana! How did we stop her? Did we grab her cheek? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right. I'll let you leave then. With that, Diana and the other rebel leaders left the room, leaving the incubi and their wives with us.
Still, we should take some time to do some last-minute training and preparations before heading to bed. We leave first thing in the morning.
Everyone nodded in agreement. I, however, felt the events that had just occurred weigh me down. I tiredly lowered my head. I'll just head to the room, if that's all right.
Huh? All right. I'll be there soon.
I nodded and waved to the others before heading towards my room and making my way to the bed that called my name. I began to make my way back to my room, but stopped as I heard the sound of whispering voices sneak out through a barely opened door.
So, we're all in agreement?
What are you whispering about, Rabbit?
We have to. We don't have any choice anymore.
Are you guys like besties? You guys were talking mad shit about Sarah like a playthrough ago or something. And you guys are like always just, chatting it up.
It will be for the better, I'm sure.
Why are you there, dude? Fuck. That guy that like barely wears pants?
Indeed.
Everyone's there? Damn. Having like an orgy? I peeked into the room to see the interior of the library where the 4 rebel leaders stood in a circle. So the sergeant leaned against the fireplace mantle while Rabbit and Shadow sat in the 2 empty chairs. Drop a comment if you thought of the same thing I did that made me laugh. Drop a comment. See, I want to see if you think you know why I was laughing there. Faye, however, floated to and fro from side to side in anxiousness. What were they talking about? I was so engrossed in figuring out what was happening in the room that I didn't notice a figure coming up behind me and pushing me into the room.
Sir, I found your student eavesdropping.
Great. What is your name? Shamahala? What the fuck? Get out of here with that.
I'm not surprised.
Why do you look like you're hiding something? Look, he's like, oh shit, does she see the shit in my pants? Like he's trying to hold it with his hand, like, damn, I don't have any pants. If I let go, this shit's dropping to the floor. I grimaced. Now out in the open, the 4 stared at me with cold eyes, as if they were ready to send me back to the human world as a corpse rather than going through with the siege. I looked up at all of them as I slowly rose to my feet. eyeing each leader, and as I considered running for the door, however, they each looked to each other in contemplation.
Say, you didn't hear anything, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear anything. I heard you guys agreeing at the end of your sentence. No, I swear.
What was the last thing you heard?
I literally heard you guys agreeing. Like, you were all saying yes. That's all I heard. Something about it being for the better, something about having no choice. Okay, we're gonna get crossed off when we say this. This is just a blatant lie. They're gonna know something's up at that point. What sounds better? Something about it being for the better, something about having no choice. I mean, the way it sounds to me is something about it being for the better. That's just, you know, that could be said in a lot of different ways, but something about it having no choice. That's like a desperation move. That's like, I mean, you say that most of the time in a negative light, right? So I'm assuming like something about having no choice, that has a lot of negative, you know, I guess, I don't know what you call it, but like, you know, outlying possible, you know, reasonings, I guess you could say, where this sounds kind of okay, not as bad as this, at least in my mind. But I honestly think we're just going to get crossed off if we say this, because, I mean, how do we not remember? It's been 5 seconds. What, are we stupid? And we have severe, like, short-term memory at that point. Something about it being for the better. Let's just say that. I suddenly felt the guards of each leader behind me readying their weapons. What the hell? Were they seriously going to kill me for walking by and eavesdropping? Shit. I mean, it's probably a pretty bad thing, man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on, guys!
Jesus! I felt the guards back away from me slowly, most likely still cautious of me. I let out a small sigh, happy that I wasn't going to die, at least not immediately. Rabbit, however, looked to me with an ear twitching in curiosity.
Let us ask first. Do you know what has been truly happening with Diana?
No. I mean, what? Is she just not getting off or something? I looked to Rabbit, knowing what she meant. News to me. Diana had been acting oddly, and it was not boding well. The more I saw her, I could tell that something was seriously weighing her down or influencing her words. What? This is the first time I'm hearing of this. What's going on? Yeah, but what does that have to do with this meeting? As I answered, the other demons looked once again at each other before Shadow stepped forward nonchalantly.
Let's not play the ignorance game. We're going to assassinate the succubus when the war is over.
What? See? Don't eavesdrop, guys. You drop into shit like this, okay? First of all, now you told me. Is this a scenario and now you told me you gotta kill me? Alright, why would you say that? Obviously, I didn't know this. Obviously, I didn't even know there was anything wrong with the girl. I mean, she just, you know, freaking took out a womb spirit a second ago. Now you're killing people? Shit. What?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yes, now they gotta kill me. Thanks. Shadow just doesn't like me. I think that's what's going on.
Way to just blurt it out!
I gotta go Shadow status and just run through the wall like Casper.
There's no use in hiding it. We don't know how much she has heard.
What kind of sense does that make? Do you realize if everyone had your if everybody in, like, the CIA, for example, had your logic, we'd be fucked. I mean, let's be honest. That's so dumb. I became massively confused. Why were they gonna kill her? How were they even gonna do it? I mean, she's pretty powerful. I mean, who among you could do that? Maybe Shadow. You know? That's like the only guy I could think here could do it. I mean, Sergeant would probably have a decent chance too, I guess. But she's got wings, so she could catch Faye, and, I mean, what does she really do? I guess we'll find out. But Shadow, like, you know, he's really sneaky. Why? What good would come out of killing her? Rabbit stood and walked to the fireplace, staring into the open flames. I could tell I was about to get an answer, so I listened intently, wanting to know why they were planning Diana's murder.
Diana, we fear, has become corrupted.
Okay, go on. Corrupted? What do you mean?
Meaning, she's going batshit crazy like the Demon Lord.
Guys, I don't see this. Okay, I don't know where. You still holding your shit back there? I furrowed my eyebrows. That couldn't be. She seemed mostly fine, save for a few instances here and there. Sergeant, reading my face, pushed himself off to the mantel and stood up straight, reminding me of his power with his stance.
Human, you hate the Demon Lord as much as we do, correct?
Yeah. I glared at Sergeant's stupid question. Of course I hated him. He had trapped me here and forced me and the ones I love to join this war. There was no reason to even remotely like him. at my glare. Faye swooped in between me and Sergeant, waving their arms frantically.
Listen, we're not trying to make you mad, but, well...
This is ridiculous.
What is? Shadow stood from his seat, now clearly irritated, and stepped toward— Oh, don't cross me off, please.
Succubus has gone mad, and if we don't end her life before she takes the throne, then she will become as mad as the Demon Lord. There is no saving her. Understand?
This all seems fairly rash to me. Like, I don't know where you guys came up with this at all.
Oh, come on, Shadow! Seriously?
No, this is beyond unnecessary. All three of you are complicating the matter when all that needs to be stated is the truth.
But how can that be? How is Diana mad like the Demon Lord? None of this made sense. Diana seemed mostly right in her head. However, she was strong enough to lead an army and help me survive until now. She even aided the incubi. These weren't the actions of a madwoman. Shadow rolled his eyes and went back to his seat as Faye put their hands behind their back, swaying a bit in the air. Wait, what? Their hands? What the fuck?
Well, here's the thing. Here in the demon world, emotions and stuff can be uber powerful. Things like extreme grief or euphoria can even become energies on their own, while other feelings become, well, they can become very, very bad things.
Okay. So you gotta assassinate the girl? Like madness?
Yeah. Madness is more than just a head-mind thingy. Here in this world, it's like a leech or a virus. When a demon catches it, madness just grows and grows until it consumes them. Like it did with the Demon Lord.
Taking the new formation in, I looked to the floor, thinking of the Demon Lord and how psychotic he was said to have become. He waged wars and apparently enjoyed burning down kingdoms and slaughtering the innocent. If that was how far madness would take a demon, then I feared for anyone who was capable of falling into it.
You can become mad in multiple ways.
Fabulous.
By being born mad or being infected by it. Diana has fought the Demon Lord head on multiple times during the past 10 years. It was inevitable that she would catch the affliction.
Wonderful. This, you just catch it like a cold or some shit? You can catch madness? How is that possible?
We don't know, but this wouldn't be the first time someone who used to be sane went mad because they were around another crazy demon.
There was an uneasiness in the room. Something told me that none of them believed that this was the true cause. You know, it's kind of weird. I'm just now realizing for some reason that Sero has really barely been in this playthrough. Like, really minimal. It's weird. There's more, isn't there?
Huh?
I became bold. If Diana had to die, then there had to be a solid reason, and the madness excuse wasn't enough. Why were they planning it if none of them truly believed it? It's not just because she's mad, isn't it? Something else is wrong. The rebel leaders became silent, letting the tension lay in the air in plain view and giving me my answer. I was right. There was more to the story.
Who are you to question our reasons?
The girl that was literally about to get shafted by like 8 swords behind me. Shadow stepped up to me and leaned close to my face. As I stared into his black eyes, I could feel the world around me grow darker. He was truly a scary being, and his cold tone made me that much more afraid of him.
You're a human. You have no say in what we do here in this world.
Damn. But
we are not asking for your permission.
My anger suddenly exploded. This is... Girl. Just saying, do you want to die? I was pulled into the room and being treated like dirt. I didn't appreciate it one bit, so I straightened up and got into Shadow's face. No. I'm not asking for yours either. I just want to know. Shadow and I continued to glare at each other before Shadow scoffed and turned away, crossing his arms. Did we just win that? Rabbit shook her head, tapping her staff on the ground. Gross.
We can't have you remembering the conversation we had here if we are set on stopping her.
Why'd you go through all this trouble just to erase my dome piece like thoughts and just go be on with your day? I took a step back, now afraid. Were they really gonna kill me? Faye sensed my fear and waved their hands wildly.
Whoa! Hey, hold on! We're not gonna hurt you or anything!
Why does it always say there? Like, is she more than one person? What's going on? That was somewhat of a relief, but what were they gonna do? As I took a breath, Shadow spoke up, catching my attention.
Curious human. Do you believe in the succubus?
What? The other rebel leaders looked to Shadow as he placed a hand on his chin in thought and peered into my eyes.
Who do you believe should rule this world? The succubus? Or one of us?
Is it just a freaking, like, concept of power with these people? Is that really why they're doing this? Because their whole reasoning is kind of shaky, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really make too much sense. And suddenly I became the focal point of the entire war's resolution. Why was my opinion important? I know, right? You just said it didn't matter. I looked to the floor, trying to mull over his question and come up with an answer. Diana had saved my life, and was doing everything to make sure I could go back to the human world as safely as possible. Still, from how she was behaving, something was indeed seriously off with her. Was she really ready to take the throne? The 4 incubi demons before me, however, were all smart and balanced each other in some shape and form. I could tell that they could all bring peace to the world in some way, but did Diana really have to be eliminated for that to happen? I felt like I was standing on a precipice. I knew that if I sided with Diana, then she would eventually be eliminated by these 4 unless she found out beforehand. I could warn her, but what if these demons erased my memories or threatened my life? I was balancing on the edge of a knife and had to pick a direction to fall. I closed my eyes and answered Shadow's question. Shit! Okay. Alright, let's weigh the factors. If we say we believe in Diana, which is kind of where I want to go, to be perfectly honest, because I mean, I have not really noticed any of this stuff that they're proposing. I feel like there's some sort of, like, you know, power struggle or something, because I mean, Shadow doesn't like her, clearly, you know what I'm saying? So if I say I believe in Diana, the worst that can happen, I get crossed off. The second worst, they erase my memories, we go on. And this, basically, I won't recall this conversation. I mean, I will, but the character won't, which means that those dialogue options will probably not be available to me. So whatever happens is going to happen, right? But if we say I believe in you all, which I don't, basically lying, right? Obviously that's not a good thing, but if we lie about it, they could be like, okay, you know, they'll be cool with it and think we're all in on the plan, which would give us an opportunity to leave and tell her at another point in time, you know? But then the bad side is if she really does go bonkers mental, then we're kind of screwed, because then, you know, hopefully she doesn't cross us off. You know what? I'll leave this up to you guys. Now, I explained, of course, what I think could happen. I'm sure you guys have some other alternatives as well. But, you know, realistically, I do still believe in Diana. She's given me no real reason. I mean, she's acting weird, but that could just be the stress of the war. Could just be because she's just pissed. Like, she's been having to deal with this the womb spirit for, like, ever. And that also might have been influencing her, because she might have, you know, felt weird about it, because it is technically her sister, right? I mean, I'm thinking, that's the theory. So let me know what you guys want, because I'm going to end it right here. I think this is a cool place to end it. I think that this decision I'm going to let you guys completely pick, no matter where I want to go. Wherever the votes come in, that's what I'm going to do. So drop your votes down below. Let me know what you want to happen. But this is actually pretty cool. I'm actually digging the storyline. It's really, the first, you know, James' storyline was mysterious and actiony. Sam's was really actiony. This one is kind of like super big mystery kind of. It's like there's like different feels to each playthrough, which I think is pretty cool. So wrapping this one up. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video was thank you guys so much for any of you who stopped by the Crusaders stream, because that went really well. We have a good chance of winning. I don't know if we've won. That hasn't been announced yet, but we could have a good chance of winning the prize, which is pretty much 9,000 codes generated for the entire community for a free jewel chest in that game. Okay, so big prize, huge prize. And I know that all the codes aren't going to be claimed, so it's just going to make the giveaway that we do for that particular series like much bigger. Like each person that wins the giveaway is going to get 5 or 10 codes. You know, that's kind of where I think it's going to go. But literally just unbelievable. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. It made it a lot more fun. And thank you for tuning into the follow-up stream, which was just a mini thank you, like a congratulatory stream where I just played some Call of Duty. Some of you stopped by. I appreciate that. And like I said, with the giveaway, make sure you drop your entries. And I want to remind you guys, because I know it's been like, you know, the video was long. So drop your entries, re-entries, whatever you need to do to enter again, because each new video is a chance for a brand new entry. Keep an eye out for those new games. I know I posted that game suggestions thing last time. I'll put it up in the top right-hand corner yet again, or maybe top left-hand corner. I mean, who knows? A corner. That's where I'm going to put it. But if you haven't yet, go vote on it. Go drop your suggestions. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the thing like kind of today, and where I looked at it like pretty much last night from when you're seeing the video, and I'm going to look at it today in the evening. So, you know, drop those game suggestions, vote on them, because there's the top little right-hand eye has a voting poll. You can go vote there. But in any case, you know, that's probably the last time I'm going to bring it up, because after this, we're going to be seeing some of those new games appear on the channel. So if you want a chance, go do that, because that's, you know, that's going to be something that's going to be happening very soon. And if you want to say in it, make sure you definitely go do that. So with that being said, I do appreciate you giving me that small portion of your time to announce those things. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This was a really fun little session of Seduce Me 2. Let me know how you're enjoying Eric's playthrough compared to the other ones if you've seen them. You know, I've done James and Sam so far, as most of you know. Let me know how you're enjoying them compared to the others. And if maybe you've played the game personally, how are you enjoying it compared to those? Okay, don't spoilers. No spoilers, please. But, you know, how are you enjoying it? With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely make sure you rate the video what you think it deserved. If you did enjoy, please consider sharing the video as well. That kind of stuff really helps me out a lot, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or any social media really, or even word of mouth with your friends. That's really awesome too. Of course, it directly helps me as well as the entire community and is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, if you want to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. And as always, this has been Mr. Basie, your favorite Sage, and I'll see you in the next video.